Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And anybody new to the channel, every Saturday we try to bring you BOLOs. BOLOs are be on the lookout for. And these are things that you can find out there. And today, actually, to give away a little bit, it'll be coming up.
Okay.
I actually have a non-BOLO.
Oh, wow.
Something or other not to be on the lookout for.
Good.
Kind of ties into one of our live shows with sucker bets.
Okay,
One of the
cool.
things that I have up there, you're going to think it's good, and then you see it, and you're going to say, oh, well, you can't make a lot of money off of that. So do check out our live show. It's every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We try to have an interesting topic, and take it away.
And you read my mind because this was a bad investment for Mr. Magazine.
Oh, there you go.
Bought this about 6 months ago when the market was hot. LaMelo ball was hot. Basketball was hot. And I got it from a wholesale distributor. So when they're offering you product, usually you want to take it because, stuff's not plentiful.
Right.
So I bought this for a couple $100 more than I sold it for.
Oh.
But over time, I saw it going down and down and down. And I just wanted to really stop the bleeding. So this is a 2021 Panini Prism Basketball Hobby Box, which is harder to find. The rare box only from hobby distributors, and you're guaranteed 2 autographs and 22 inserts. So I probably should have sold it. The bad part is I probably could have never made money. 'Cause even when I paid $1,200 for it, they were probably only going for a little more than that at the time. But I didn't realize that because I just jumped the gun and bought it from the distributor, thinking I'm gonna make money. And it was hard to find product, but unfortunately it was dropping. I don't want it to drop anymore, so I figured let's get rid of it. Use that money to reinvest into something else.
Now, is it a bad crop of rookies? Is it just nobody cares about that set? Is it
Rookies were okay? I just think
did they overproduce it?
well, what happened was more came out over time. I think that people were hoarding them at first, and then because this rookie was injured for a while, so I think after he came back, they thought he was going to flourish, and he was decent, but more product came out of the woodworks, and more hobby boxes, and more single cards, and this and that, and I don't see it going. It might peak at this price. I don't know, but like I said, I can take this $1,050 and reinvest it into a collection that's worth 5 or 10 times that.
And so that's actually a really, really valuable lesson out there. We've been doing it a long time, and we lose money from time to time.
Right.
But as he said, stop the bleeding. There are times, and it's very, very tough to do, and they've done lots and lots of psychological studies on it. People would rather not lose money and hold on to stuff than just accept the inevitable, dump it, and move on. And if you can overcome that mindset when you need to do so, do it. I mean, you could have held on to this at $1,400 till the cows come home, and maybe you'd be able to sell it for $1,400 in 4 years or 5 years.
Well, some people may get that. I'm not getting it. I'm not a hobby dealer. I'm not a strictly card dealer, so I do tend to sell some of the things like this for a little less than everyone else, and I accept that. But I also look at it as a whole as, if I spend $500, $800, $1,000, $2,000 a day on product, or hundreds of thousands yearly, it's averaging out. So I'm gonna lose a little bit here, but I got 7 or 8, 10 more deals today that I'm gonna buy that I'll make way more than that on, or this is gonna fund those deals that I'll make way more on. So I look at it from that point.
No,
of view.
no, and
I don't look at it like, oh my God, I can't sell, so I'm losing money. Well, in the course of the day, I spent $1,200, but I'm gonna make $5,000 instead of worrying about losing $200.
Yep. No, and again, that's a very valuable lesson, I think, for everybody out there, because nobody likes to take a loss. Sometimes you have to, and you just you lick your wounds and you move on.
Or my eBay sales are a little low, and I need to get my sales back up. So I'm like, hey, let me take this. At least I got some money in my pocket for the day, and move on. Next one, I held out a little bit on this for a while. I got this in the Ohio deal. We got it graded. It's a rare TV guide, Marilyn Monroe, purple cover from New England. It could be worth anywhere from $700 to over $1,000. I think we had it on sale for $900. I've had it for close to a year now. I'm getting all kinds of offers from $200 to $650 I took on it. So I figured I didn't have a lot into it, so I bought it as part of the deal for a few bucks per magazine, whatever I bought them for. The grading was $50, $60, so I'm still picking up $500 on it. So
now let me ask you a question on that. It's a CGC 8.5.
Yep.
What you don't know this off the top of your head, I'm sure, but in general, what's the grading population on that? Is that the highest graded? Is it close to it?
I don't check those, and I don't know if you got to be part of their club to check them or not. But it is a rare one, so I don't know if it's the highest, but it's probably up there, and there's probably not too many of them even graded.
Yeah, see, that would be one thing that almost worth joining the club or asking
to market
the
it,
person
because a lot
that
of
you
them
put
say they pop one or pop whatever.
single highest rated, et cetera,
True.
et cetera. Yep.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. think I will do that moving on.
There you go.
All right. It is football season, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are not that hot right now, but this card is. Ben Roethlisberger, Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward. It's a black triple auto. Only 5 made. This is number 3. Bought this from a local guy that I deal with from time to time. He put it on eBay for less money, and the guy stiffed him. He goes, I really was hoping to get that money. It was my kid's birthday. So he sold it to me at a discount, and I did really well with it. So I can't argue with that. But if you see any triple autographs or any autograph cards now for football, even if they're no-namers or commons or older players that don't even play anymore, people do buy them just for the team in general. So
right. Wow.
keep an eye out on that stuff. Here we go. I sold this as a lot, Milo weightlifting lot, and this gentleman was completing a set, and they've been sitting around for a while, so I did take a discount on them, but they're very cool, hard to find magazines pertaining to weightlifting and so forth.
And I think and this actually is another very valuable lesson to everybody out there, and you're absolutely allowed to do this. It does take some level of trust on the part of the buyer. He made his list and emailed it to you through eBay.
Yep.
And you worked out a price with him. And you
Right.
had me list this for him. And literally all that I did is I went to one of the Milo listings, took a picture, and said Milo weightlifting lot for him, sent him the item number, and right in the message when I sent him the item number, I said, as we've discussed in the messages.
Right.
So he does have some level of protection. If you just sent him one item, he has some level of protection because eBay could see the list. Sure. And obviously you sent him everything in there, no problem at all.
Right.
But he has a level. eBay doesn't have a problem with it because they got their fees.
Right.
So it was win-win.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to sit there and add all the pictures and everything and all like that because it was already figured out what it was. I guess if you really want to protect the buyer, what you could do is you could copy and paste the entire list and have that down below as well if you wanted to do so.
Sure.
But this is a deal where he was expecting it, he knew it, he bought it right away. But you can sell things this way on eBay. They don't have any problem whatsoever. It's if you try to sell this to them off eBay that they have an issue, and rightly so.
Right.
But you sell this on eBay, win-win.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
And one other quick thing.
Yep.
Make sure you remember to end the items in that listing after the fact, because otherwise somebody could buy it because they're still up live.
And did you do that?
I wrote down on the list I have it done, so I'm sure your people did that.
I'm going to make a note right now. Check Milo's.
There
How's
you
that sound?
go. That sounds good.
Can never be too sure on that one. Moving on. It is still baseball season. The World Series is around the corner, but the New York Yankees are not in it. So they are not hot at this time, but Lou Gehrig is always hot. It's a 1939 World Series program with Lou Gehrig on the cover and inside as well. I picked up a collection of these a while back. They go for good money. I think the first person that bought this didn't pay. We ended up getting more the second time around, but we did Terapeak it, and we priced it high just because it's a rare sought-after one with Lou Gehrig on the cover. So I think I took like $3.25 for it.
There you go. Nice item right there.
Very
Nice
cool.
item.
Not bad shape either.
And the other advantage of something or other like that is people do collect Lou Gehrig who don't necessarily collect World Series programs.
Right.
Whereas if you had and I'm making up because I don't know what any of these series are, but Game 3 of the 1929 or 1934 World Series or 35 World Series, some oddball year.
Right.
Who cares? As far as that goes, maybe the people who collect that team or who collect overall World Series. But this is Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
This has a lot more people wanting it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and it is football season, and we're in Buffalo Bills County, and the Bills are hot as a pistol, especially with Josh Allen's arm. Anyways, this is a rare autographed patch card number 25 out of 25 that he autographed, and it went for $350.
And this was now somebody pulled it out of a pack and sold it to you?
This was I bought a collection from a Bills guy. I think he was doing breaks or something, Bills collector, and he sold me a bunch of Bills cards, rare ones, because he always pays in the auction for Bills. So whatever cards are pulled that are Buffalo Bills, he gets them, and they open some heavy duty stuff. So this came out of it.
See, you actually can find stuff like this out there. People do collect this kind of thing, but you could probably find this, and that's the beauty of eBay, because eBay is international, and so somebody pulls this card and they're living in whatever, some other city.
Yeah.
It may not be, and there's somebody older who doesn't really do eBay.
Yeah.
You could buy this. You could buy this from them at a show. You could buy this from them because they're looking at it and go, well, it's got all this value. And you're like, yeah, but you're trying to sell it here at the show. Who's going to possibly come here and want a Josh Allen card?
Right.
You talk them down on the price a little bit, and they pulled it out of a pack, so they got $5 into it or something like that. And they're like, well, yeah, it does book at $300. But yeah, or I'll take $200 cash right now.
Right.
And then you can go and you can list it because you reach the international, national audience and stuff like that.
Well, another thing people do too is they trade. Say you're on Craigslist or Facebook and you're trading. You got a Steelers card that's of equal value of Ben Roethlisberger or whatever, it's signed and numbered, and you'll want to trade that to a Pittsburgh guy that maybe has the Buffalo Bills card. So they do a lot of that too.
Yep. So you can find the stuff out there. You definitely can. First item that I have is the BOLO. Our America Coca-Cola 1943 book lot of 5 steel lumber, cotton motion pictures. Got $20 out of it with free shipping. Take the shipping out of it, you're talking about $3 an item is all these are worth.
Wow.
People will price these up at $5 to $10 to $15 out at sales because they've got, they're just nice little items. They're Coca-Cola. They're common. Do not overpay on these. So when somebody has them sitting there and they're like, well, these are Coke items, $5 each, I'll give them to you in a pile for $3 each. Don't buy it because you're basically paying retail on them. So I did want to kind of bring something like that up there. Obviously I didn't pay $3 each on them. I was able to sell them and make money.
Sure.
But you have to absolutely buy these things right. Speaking of buying things right, I was at an auction back a few years ago, and they had a gigantic pile of these. Now, they all had the 3-hole punches on them. They were all most different trucks. There might have been a couple of dupes. But generally speaking, a few different ones. Priced them up at $16 each, free shipping. They could go first class. They don't weigh anything.
Yeah.
They were moderate tail. I listed them, and I think I probably had 40 different ones. Tip, put them in order because this is N457T. There was an N457TL, an N457TM, an N547TLM, and they look similar. There's just one little thing different. I put them in order, saved me so much trouble in finding things because I knew I was looking for, N257L. There it is, right there where it belongs.
Yeah.
One person that ended up coming through, because I probably had 40 different up there, made me an offer of $10 a piece on 30 of them.
Goodbye.
Exactly. So you can find things like this. You tend to find them all together at one spot. I bought these at an auction, and the auction house actually had them on 2 different occasions. So they obviously had come up with somebody's collection out of those.
Nice.
But do put them in order. That is a case where it would save you a lot of time because they're so similar looking.
Yeah.
Next item we have over here, and everybody has one of these if you live in any size city. This is Rochester, New York, Home-A-Rama program, 1983 house construction. What it is, at least locally, there's a building track, and all the various builders, well, they do a couple of different ways. Either a builder builds a house, and a lot of people, suppliers, all that, work on it, and then they end up selling the house, but it's free advertisement. Or they have a track, and 12 different builders end up building a house in the track. Various people come around and take a look at it, and it's good advertising for the builders and everything. People buy this sort of thing. They buy it for a lot of different reasons. They like to see the architecture. They like to see the advertisement from the local area, et cetera, et cetera. Now, it did take from 2017, so it did take 4 years to sell, but I got $17 out of it where nobody else would have listed it.
Right.
They would have just had it sitting somewhere. You can find the stuff out there. You get $17 out of something nobody else would have listed. Can't argue with that. Next item we have, now these are out there, not necessarily for Syracuse, New York, but every large town had one of these made for it. Syracuse, New York, Suburban Directory, 1972, R.L. Polk. What it is it's a gigantic book, probably 1,000 pages, 1,200 pages, something like that. And it has directories of all the businesses. You get back older, they had people's names in there. Anybody doing genealogy absolutely loves these things, or people love it for the area to look through all the advertisements. $84. You can't argue with that over there. Just gigantic book over there. You can usually pick these up for $10 to $15 a piece. If people want more than that, walk on by it, unless it's from the 1800s. Otherwise, you can pick them up for, like I said, $10 to $15 a piece. Turn it around, turn it into $84. Cannot argue with it. Your town has them. You will be able to find these out there. Actually, a good place to find these, believe it or not, is library sales. Because libraries, a lot of times, they just don't need these anymore, so they just go and they sell them out. And they'll pick them up for a couple of bucks at a library sale from time to time.
Nice.
Next item we have over here. You are familiar with this item.
Yeah. Yes.
Charles Lindbergh, Baby Kidnapping, Bruno Richard Hauptmann Trial Scrapbook, 1930s. Got the full boat out of it to somebody local. They actually came by, chose for local pickup, which was fine. I got free shipping. They wanted to pick it up locally. Worked out well. Had him go to Mr. Magazine's store. They'd actually dealt with him in the past as well.
Yeah.
So it worked out really, really well.
And their collection is phenomenal. They have like a museum in their house, pretty much all Lindbergh stuff.
Yeah, they did send us a thank you note, which we definitely do appreciate it. And they sent a picture of what their collection was, and we're like drooling looking at it. And some of the stuff we're going, oh my gosh, what that is! Well, oh my gosh, what that is! Just very, very historic. So it's great. Tip on scrapbooks: use all of the pictures, do all the pictures you possibly can. Just very, very happy with it. I picked it up, and actually, here's the other funny part: I picked it up at a garage sale / estate sale kind of deal. It was a privately run garage sale, estate sale, a few blocks away from where they live.
Wow.
So, kind of going home there.
They missed the boat.
They did miss the boat. Cut out the middleman. No, please don't. And the last thing we have over here. I did do this up on Instagram as well. Picked it up for $1 at an estate sale. The book about Moomin, Mimble, and Little. Now, I sent a picture of this to a friend of mine, and he said, that almost looked like a Dr. Seuss book. I don't know who the author is. I've never seen the book before. Here's the key, though. It went for $320. It was printed, I believe, in England, I believe. But look at this. It's missing spine paper on it. So it's not even mint condition by any means whatsoever. Right. Everybody walked by it at the sale because nobody knew what it was. I took a chance on it at $1, turned it into $320. Take a chance out there at the sales. You just never know what you're going to find. I knew it was oddball looking enough that even paying $1 for it, worst case scenario, was going to go for $20 at some point.
Right.
I got lucky on that one. It does happen. Do hit the like button. Do comment down below. Do tell us your BOLOs or not BOLOs. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.